This is the Average to Savage podcast with Paul Guarino. Everyone and anyone, athletes, celebs, and much more.
Today's episode is brought to you by BUSR.com. You know, everyone always asks me where they should bet, and now I got a solution for them. BUSR.com/Paul. You deposit $100, they'll match your $100 in free bets, so you basically get $200. Go check it out, BUSR.com/Paul. What's up, everybody? I'm back for another episode of the Average Savage podcast. Our special guest today is Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. Anthony, how's it going?
Doing great, Paul, man. Just got done training, eating a healthy breakfast like Starbucks.
There you go. All right, so let's just go back a little bit. How did you get involved in fighting in the beginning?
Well, back in 2014, you know, I used to dance as a stripper. You know, before then, I used to work at T-Mobile, and I had no drive, no ambition. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I did love playing basketball. I used to play basketball team for our fitness. And a gentleman approached me named James Lee Harmon. Say, hey, I see that you're persistent going to the gym. Have you ever thought about MMA fight? I'm like, what the hell is an MMA fight? You know? So he's like, come on by to my gym. I'll show you what it is. So I did. I fell in love with the sport, and I did my amateur circuit. So then, you know, me and my girl broke up in 2015. I had nowhere to go, had nowhere to stay. I ended up messaging Antonio. Excuse me. I ended up messaging Antonio McKee off the internet, off Facebook. He's like, hey, come down to my gym. You know, we give you a place to stay. You can train with us. Call it a brotherhood. I was like, okay, I ain't got a job. He's like, we'll find you a job, and started laughing. So I go down to LA. AJ gets me a job at the strip club, you know, through a mutual friend. And hey, I'm stripping. All of a sudden, after that, I started fighting. You know, I signed with Bellator after I started stripping. So, you know, things comes into play when you have a positive attitude.
Yeah, for sure. Your life's pretty crazy. So you grew up in the Bay Area, correct?
Correct.
So tell me like what it was like there growing up in the Bay.
Well, it was pretty chill. You know, I never had a rough childhood. Didn't get arrested or nothing. You know, was a good kid, just hung around with the wrong crew. Well, I would say I hung out with the wrong crew. Me and my crew, we didn't invite around us. You know, we grew up in a little city called Alameda. And, you know, play sports growing up pretty much. I was always athletic, and the family was always athletic.
Yeah, for sure. And then, yeah, just going back to your MMA debut. I mean, you make your MMA debut on Bellator, one of the biggest stages. Just like, what was that like? Just did you even have you had a few amateur fights and things like that. But were you like nervous to get on the big stage like that?
More excited than nervous. You know, who knows what I was going to do? I didn't know that doing this was going to lead me to where I'm at now. Yeah. You know, 6 years later, you know, who knew what would have happened? And with social media being such a big platform in 2021, where you have access to every social media outlet, is growing larger than it did 2015. So, you know, I can say my life has definitely been crazy, you know, these past 6 years.
Yeah. What is your like mentality when you just like think about like you took fights with like big names like James Gallagher and Adam Burax and things like that? Like what you just didn't turn any fights down?
Well, you know, I had it. It's like the UFC. You know, if the UFC gives you an opponent, you can't turn that down. You gotta fight. Yeah. It's your job to get the win or not. You know, when I got the opportunity to fight Alan Bowerks and James Gallagher, I had the same opportunity as they did. Any one of us could have won. You know, it's not like I was fighting for the title right off the bat. I had just the amount of opportunities they did, chances of winning. You know, it's just they had a little better drive than me and took the fight. You know, so I'm good mentally where I'm at now because I was able to learn from those mistakes, you know, those losses.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially now, you back up what you just said on the count of you're on a 5-fight win streak. And then obviously you've been training with AJ McKee and Baby Slice and Antonio McKee. So what's it been like there at that gym? I see all your guys posting. Seems like you guys have a true brotherhood out there.
Oh, absolutely. We're brothers. You know, we all started together, me, AJ, Slice, Joey, Antonio. 2015 when I met AJ. 2016 when I met Slice. And we just all connected, you know. We have each other's back. Wherever we go, we show up. If AJ's fighting in Israel, I'm gonna go to Israel and support. If AJ's fighting in India, I'm gonna go to India and support. You know, I try to do my best. We try to do our best to support each other wherever we are in the world.
Yeah, definitely. I know you just told me the other day that you flew out from Puerto Rico back to LA just to go check out his fight.
Absolutely, for one day.
Yeah, how crazy was that fight?
Wasn't bad actually. It was definitely a 9-hour flight. Wasn't bad, but not when you're sitting in economy plus. I mean, in main cabin, it was horrible. But
Yeah.
it's good to see my brother win.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, like, even though AJ is so focused on the fight, but knowing that I came out there just to see him fight and support, that I felt like that kind of gave him a good confidence boost. Like, yo, my boy Anthony came from Puerto Rico, my teammate, even though he's training with Jake, he came there to train. That I felt like that also helped with a confidence boost right there too.
Yeah, definitely. Did you think he was going to win that fast?
Yeah, I already know it. I already know it because the way me and AJ, I've been training with AJ since 2015. And me and AJ has been talking about this day ever since. Like, yo, we're going to go in there and smash this dude, you know? I'm the same height, have the same reach as Pitbull. Me and AJ, we spar all the time. Nothing new.
Yeah.
Nothing new at all.
Yeah, crazy. And then, yeah, just going into now, obviously the big news is you're fighting Tommy Fury. Just tell me how all this came about.
I had a fight planned out July 3rd in Germany for the title. Training, we're in June, getting ready for the fight. And then Tommy's camp reached out June 18th. It was like, hey, Anthony, you want to come be Jake's main sparring partner? I'm like, sure, okay, cool. Come out to Puerto Rico or fly you out. So they flew me out. You know, I canceled my fight in Germany. You know, so I'm there for extended time, like 4 weeks now. We're going into July. You know, I had some dispute with Cage Warriors that didn't plan out. Then all of a sudden, Jacob was like, hey, I got some good news I want to tell you. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, this is after I told him I'm going to stay and help him out. He's like, have you heard of Tommy Fury? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. That's the guy who's been calling me out. And he was like, yeah, I want to give you the opportunity to beat this guy, change your life. Fight this guy, beat him up. I was blown away. I was like, man. As I thought about it, when I went home that night, it really sat with me because I was thinking two things. Jake could have called anybody else in the world to train with him first. He could have called Kamal Usman. He could have called Dustin. He could have called Baby Slice or any other big name MMA fighter or boxer to train with him. But he chose me, you know, and that sat with me. Also, he could have chose anybody else in the world to fight on that card with him, but he chose me. That tells you something, Paul. That tells you where my work ethic is, and it tells you where my skill set is. Now, I'm not going to say I'm a world-class boxer or a world-class MMA fighter. Possibly, I can say that. But I'm just saying that I'm doing enough to put myself in the position where I'm at now. And if I keep doing more, I'm going to be in better positions than now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. What has your relationship been like with Jake Paul since I know first it was kind of like you called him out to spar him and then you sparred him and then I guess obviously you guys became friends. So what's it been like just training with him and just like your relationship with him, like outside the ring?
Brotherhood, family. He treated me with nothing but respect since day one. He treated me as family. I got to sit down and eat with him and his family. I got to meet his mom. He's such a wonderful person. You know, he brought me around his team. He invited me to charities and this to help host them. Like, man, like, this experience is real. The fact that he gave me so much love, you know, and he showed me so many new things in life, like, and gave me an opportunity to change my life too. He presented the opportunity. You know, it's like thinking, hey, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't force the horse to drink it. You know, it's kind of like that saying, but it's more like, hey, here's the opportunity. Go get it.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a chance to go get this opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's giving it to me, you know? Like I said, it could have been anybody else in the world, but it was me.
Yeah.
And the world sees it. They see it. He sees it. He sees the potential that I bring. I'm fun. I'm exciting. And I got a skill set.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then just like, you know, everyone always knocks Jake Paul, but if you want to be real, he's one of the best marketers in the world. Like, what have you learned from him, like marketing wise?
Everything. Learning the aspects of creator content, YouTube, chopping stuff up, having a team with you. You need a team. It's hard to just do everything on your own because it's time consuming.
Yeah.
When you have a social media creator and you have someone who does video editing and all that stuff, it makes it easier. All you just need is somebody to record you, and then you have their team chop it up, fix it, do what they need to do, content and all that. It makes it so much easier. You know, but I'm still learning, Paul. I'm still learning. You know, I'm an MMA fighter. And, you know, I'm also a boxer now. You know, I'm still learning the social media aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then just going to, I know you said the other day you're starting to film like a mini documentary about like leading up to the fight. So when is that going to come out?
We're going to try to pump something out this weekend.
Oh, so it's going to be like a series, like a mini series.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like a little mini series. Get some stuff pumped out for the fans and everything, you know, just get it going.
Yeah. Yeah, and then going back to your fight with Tommy Fury, it's boxing, obviously. I believe it's 6 rounds. For those that don't know, you did have a boxing match 2017, so you're not going to be cold turkey up in there. What was your experience like when you first stepped in the boxing ring in 2017?
I was a broken and damaged man. About to be homeless. I needed a place. I needed money for rent. Promoter hit me and said, hey, you want to make $700? I'm like, sure. You know, I ain't got no money. I need to make rent. I was like, when's the fight? He was like, tomorrow. I'm like, cool. We'll wait. 160 something. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm 168 right now. Let's do it. So I went and did it. I lost by split decision by a hometown guy. He went on to have a record of 6-2. Shit happened, you know. 2017 was a very dark year for me. I turned it all around in 2018.
Yeah, I gotcha. But what, like, what is the? I know I asked you before about like your mentality, but like, what is it about you that you'll just like take a fight? Like, that's just like that's not normal. That you just take a fight like a day before, or like in a boxing match, and you never even fought in a boxing match, or like the MMA fights, and you're fighting like top guys.
You know, I listened to Floyd when he had this thing years ago, back in 2013. He says, I had the opportunity to change my life and my family life with these 2 hands. I just need the opportunity by working hard with these 2. And that stuck with me. You know, that stuck with me. Because you need, if these are the opportunities, if this is the reason to be the way out of life and success and have success is fighting, then I'm using my God-given talent. You know, God didn't make me no fighter just to be a fighter. I'm a fighter for a reason. You know, I'm on the big stage for a reason. I put myself in big stages for a reason. I'm more popular than majority of the guys in Bellator. I'm more popular than majority of the guys in the UFC. He's not a top 15 guy. You know, I'm marketing myself. I'm putting myself out there. You know, and like I said, if I can change my life financially with ease, then that's all the better.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and now I know a lot of people are talking about the weight difference when you're going to fight Tommy Fury. What do you say to them, and like how do you think the fight is going to play out?
Man, you know, I read everybody's comments. I think it's funny. I'll engage just to be funny. You know, it doesn't bother me. I walk around at 185, 190. You know, it's just they don't know what I have to do to cut down to 145, 155. It's too hell.
Yeah.
They don't know that. I just do it because I choose to. I'm 5'7". You know, I don't mind it. You know, we're both fighting at 180. It's not like he's walking around. It's not like he's walking around 200, 300 pounds, you know, on fight night. Like, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, for sure. And then yeah, just going into like what advice would you give to like a younger fighter or like younger athlete like trying to make it?
I say take your time. Develop your fundamentals before you add a little flavor into your skill set, your game. You know, learn the fundamentals before you start bouncing like Muhammad Ali and doing the Roy Jones thing. You need to learn the fundamentals. You need to learn the defense part of it. Learn defense before you learn offense in combat sport. You learn it when you have a good defense, you're able to counter.
I like that. You ready for some fun questions?
Let's go.
How'd you get the nickname Pretty Boy?
Man, you know, fighting, girls come up to me, you're a pretty boy, you never got hit. You know, that's how I got that nickname.
What's your favorite song right now?
Man, I say Skate by Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak.
You said Skate? Damn,
Skate.
I thought you were about to say Skate by Bia, bro.
Nah.
Yo, we could have had her walking out with you, yeah. You know who Bia is?
No, I have to see the face.
You think she's fake?
No, I have to see her face.
Oh. You're sick. Oh my god. She got the song Whole Lot of Money and she just did a remix with Nicki Minaj.
You
probably heard it.
Yeah, I probably did. I'm trying to do a walkout with Anderson .Paak or Bruno Mars. I'm trying to get in contact with him. I don't know. I messaged him on Instagram, trying to tell him like, yo, walk out with me to the fight.
All right, yeah. So going into that, I saw that viral one. I think it was, I don't know where the fight. It wasn't in the U.S., right? That fight that you had your clip, your pinned video to your Twitter.
Yeah.
Where you're like dancing on the girls.
Yeah, the Rihanna one.
Where was that at?
That was in England.
Yeah. All right, so
that was in Dublin, Ireland.
Gotcha. Do you have any spectacles that you're gonna walk out with for this fight?
I don't know. I'm trying to get in contact with some people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in contact with Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, the baby, Iggy Azalea. You know, I'm trying to do one of those. Have them out there with me, coming out.
For sure. All right, last one. What is something people don't know about you?
I'm a comedian. I mean, I think everybody's starting to know that. I love to cook. I like to dance. I like to sing. I love to talk. You know, it's one of the fun things. You know, I don't watch TV.
Yeah. Actually, I got one last one. I know you travel a lot. What's like your favorite place to go to?
Rome, Italy.
All right.
Beautiful.
All right, Anthony. Well, I appreciate it. And could you let the listeners know where they can follow you at on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Anthony_prettyboy. You can find me on Twitter, Anthony_for real. Or you can find me on Facebook, Anthony Prettyboy Taylor. If you guys can't find me, just Google me, Anthony Prettyboy Taylor. It'll take you to everything that I ever owned.
This episode has been brought to you by BUSR.com. Go check it out. to get your free $100 bet when you deposit $100 at busr.com/Paul.